The pounding on my cabin door woke me up from cooking eggs. Someone was hammering on the door so hard it shook my spice rack and made the pan slide around. The eggs made a hissing sound as I pulled the pan off the stove, wondering what terrible thing had happened in the Colorado forest. Then I heard her voice, high-pitched and angry, cutting through the quiet morning like a fire truck siren. She was yelling about rule-breaking, visitors who weren't registered, and terrible misuse of land. My dog Rusty was lying by the fireplace and just snorted once, not caring. I wished I could be that calm. With my spatula still in my hand, I opened the door to find Patricia Hensley, president of the Pine Ridge Homeowners Association. She was holding a bright-colored clipboard like it was a weapon. Her big hat and high heels looked silly on the gravel. She didn't know the man sleeping in. My guest room was the governor of Colorado. Patricia started yelling at me, claiming my cabin was an illegal house on land she said fell under HOA pretty house rules. She said I broke laws and sneered at my flannel shirt and the cabin's old paint. She talked about warning letters I'd never gotten and a guest's car spotted by a flying drone. I leaned on the doorframe, letting her angry words settle, then offered her some eggs. She called it mean sarcasm. Before I could answer, the door creaked and Governor Tom Randall came out. His hair was messy, his robe was loose, and he had a coffee mug in his hand. "Is this about the elk again?" he asked, his voice dry. Patricia's mouth dropped open. Her eyes darted between us, trying to figure out how the governor fit with her clipboard. "Why, she stammered, fumbling for her phone like it could fix her falling-apart world. Randall sipped his coffee. "Smells like eggs, Jack." "Enough. For 3? Patricia pointed frantically. "You can't. This cabin needs board approval for guests." Randall raised an eyebrow. "Funny, Colorado doesn't need HOA permission for state-funded emergency retreats. I signed the check myself." Silence fell, broken only by birds and Rusty's snoring. Patricia's face turned red, but she kept going. "Property lines are unclear, and homes nearby give us power over behavior." Randall laughed, a deep, tired sound. "Ma'am, do you think I drove 5 hours to be scolded for behavior by someone holding a clipboard like it's a sheriff's badge?" Patricia got mad. "You're making fun of me. I'm acting under Title 14, I cut in. "Patricia, this is state lease land, not your HOAs. You can't fine me," she hissed. "This circus is a rule-breaking wrapped in selfishness." Randall mouthed selfishness with a grin, then turned serious. "The only rule-breaking is you violating privacy and overstepping law. Want to ask the Attorney General?" Patricia went pale, clutching her clipboard. "This won't stand. I'll bring the board, media, the county." Randall shrugged. "Great. Explain." "Harassing a governor on state property because you dislike the shutters. I'll sip my coffee." "Power reveals character, Patricia. Sometimes a clipboard shows the lack of it." She stomped off, heels stabbing the gravel, clipboard wobbling. Randall shook his head. "She always like that?" "That was a good day," I said. "Wait till someone parks backward." He snorted. "Back to the emergency training, I don't know." The next morning, sunlight spotted the porch, but tension lingered. Randall sat with toast, amused as I checked my email. There it was, an all-caps HOA email from Patricia at 3 a.m., listing bylaws, a blurry cabin photo, and state interference. I read it to Randall. He laughed, spitting coffee. "She's got nerve, ignoring yesterday's embarrassment." I smirked. "Patricia treats embarrassment like a bill. She racks up interest." Rusty barked, then flopped down. Randall's film crew was due for a wildfire PSA, but trouble arrived first. A black SUV with HOA stickers crept up. Patricia emerged in a pantsuit, flanked by her helper Mark Ellison scribbling furiously and another board member. I stood on the porch, Randall rocking beside me. Patricia ignored him, declaring a cease and desist for non-compliance and unauthorized government operations. I blinked. "You can't evict the state." She insisted the cabin's visibility gave her pretty house power per a new rule edition. Randall tilted his head. "So, because it's visible through trees, your committee rules it?" Patricia nodded. "Visibility impacts value." Randall chuckled. I've worked with federal agencies and none needed clearance to make coffee because someone spots my roof. Mark thrust an envelope, demanding we leave in 72 hours or face $1,000 daily fines. Temporary infrastructure? I asked. The picnic table? Firewood? Patricia snapped, We're not debating. Randall stood. An injunction against me? Patricia didn't flinch. If necessary. Silence. Randall's voice hardened. This land is state protected. For emergencies, immune to your rules, you're violating 3 statutes. Patricia scoffed. Threats don't scare me. I face developers, inspectors. I cut in. You're not disrupting me now, Patricia. You're disrupting Colorado. Her eyes twitched. She whispered to Mark, who typed frantically. Randall stepped closer. Did you plan to evict a governor in your campaign suit? Mark sweated. The third member edged away. Randall smiled. The press is coming for my PSA. They'll want your quote on blocking wildfire response over curtains. Patricia's red face deepened. She spun, signaling retreat. They stumbled to the SUV, gravel flying. Randall turned. She'll escalate. Her warm-up, I said. The crew arrived, and Randall's PR officer noted the morning's chaos, prompting a call from a state legal advisor offering to file an interference report. Not yet, I said. Let her dig deeper. That night, bourbon in hand, Randall and I sat on the porch. She'll come bigger, he warned. I nodded. The forest sighed, but Patricia's silence screamed trouble. By noon, her confrontation's photos hit state social media, captioned for respectful civic dialogue. No name, but her red face beside Randall's calm sip went viral. Memes exploded. When the HOA outranks the governor. Neighborhood chats burst. A petition for Patricia's removal gained traction, but her rewritten bylaws blocked removal without unanimous board consent. The board, panicking, held a chaotic closed-door meeting. 2 members quit, including the treasurer. Leaked chats revealed. Patricia knew Randall was there, saying, I don't care if it's the governor. Visible means regulated. News outlets pounced. Neighbors shared tales. Harold's $300 mailbox fine, Denise's potted plant trespass, a veteran's guitar violation. I sent every complaint to Randall's team, building a case. A news crew filmed at the trailhead. I spoke plainly about Patricia's threats. The segment, Governor Targeted by HOA, went national. Patricia's statement accusing a smear campaign backfired, riddled with errors. Bloggers mocked it. How dare the government exist? She filed a county complaint claiming my cabin's foundation violated zoning using forged blueprints. My friend Clara at the recorder's office laughed. She read in your chimney as aggressive. The claim was baseless. My permits were solid. Randall called the Inspector General, opening a fraud probe. Then the State Preservation Office arrived, designating my cabin a historic retreat, immune to HOA interference for civic resilience. Patricia's war had protected it forever. Her lawsuit against me for reputation distress and social sabotage was a desperate flail, alleging I lured Randall for a PR trap. Randall's team moved to dismiss. Patricia's press stunt, Truth Matters. Banner drew 2 bloggers and a cat. She ranted about deep state plots. Live streams captioned it her finale. Neighbors revolted, exposing her tyranny. The board suspended her. Her house darkened. A new complaint under her cousin's name alleging septic issues was tossed, adding to her charges: fraud, interference, misuse. She faced criminal scrutiny. The HOA elected Helen, a teacher who paused operations to rewrite bylaws. Not a regime, she said. Letters thanked me. One sent jam, another a not today clipboard shirt. Randall left, gifting bourbon for when Patricia's rules were shredded. A plaque marked my cabin's legacy. Helen brought lemon bars, apologizing for past fears. I attended a meeting saying, "No more plaques." The room clapped. Relief, not worship. Patricia's house sold to a couple with sunflowers. Rumors placed her in Nevada, barred from HOAs. I tossed her first violation into the fire pit, Rusty huffing approval. Peace settled. just as quiet, smelling, of pine and coffee. My cabin, once a target, was now a symbol. Stand firm and even clipboards fall.